Well, with apologies to Jim Croce, well, it's bad, bad, Edward Bard. Shops are free, so it won't be hard. We got necessary twin harp song. Gotta beat the water hag boss. Da-da, 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 da-da. Hey there. My name is Sheep Launcher. Welcome to From the Perspective of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Community Race for Sunday night. I am here with Vitasia, and tonight it is from the perspective of Eddie. Vitasia, what are you looking for?
Well, first of all, I'm going to look for an encore for that performance, Sheep Launcher. That was just mwah. That was the most beautiful thing I think I've seen, at least in the past week. Oh my goodness. Kudos to you. And that one, you know what? You don't have to apologize to Jim Croce. He's fine. But other than that, I'm looking at, from the perspective of Edward, this is going to be kind of a fun seed. It's very, very different from, I think, some of the other randomizer clubs that we have here in the free enterprise community. Edward's our hero, and from the perspective of means that only characters that ever party up with Edward are going to be available, and we have some very specific objectives to complete his story.
Yeah, Eddie is kind of most famous for soloing the Water Hag in the original vanilla game, getting the encouragement from Anna. So we got to defeat the Water Hag wherever they are. We got to defeat the Fubul Gauntlet, complete the Antlion Nest, and everybody's favorite. We have to break the Dark Elf spell with the Twin Harp, the Edward's real shining moment.
And I think one of the coolest things about this particular flag set is, you know, Edward's a prince. Canonically, he's rich. So everything's in the shop is free in order to facilitate that. Everything! Shop randomization wild is on. Go crazy, kids. Buy whatever you want.
Yeah, and Edward not particularly strong, so opening treasure chests might hurt his delicate fingers. So treasure hunting is going to be very much discouraged. T Pro is on max tier 3. You will not see a whole lot of looting now in this flag set.
No, I think we were speculating we might see treasure chests opening counts of 1, maybe?
Yes, the rat tail chest. You still need that for a key item. But it introduces a new flag that I believe was introduced in version 4.5 of no earned characters. So the free characters are on. You get 2 in Mysidia, for example, 1 in the Watery Pass. But Mount Hobbs, Dwarf Castle will not contain a character check.
Yeah, it's kind of a reversal of what we're used to. So the free characters in Mysidia, on top of Mount Ordeals in the Watery Pass, those will be available. But keep in mind, you can only have a total of 5 people. Ed doesn't actually party up with a whole lot of folks. So we already have a white mage at our disposal in Rosa, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, a white hair brigade, as both Eddie and Rosa appear to have the white hair in their overworld sprites. The Magus Sisters gives us the package, and we are underway. We're glad to have you with us. And do want to thank our restreamer, Escarunt, and our tracker, Enja Dave. So the package, almost entirely useless, because there are no earned characters except we have 2 boss hunts, Vitasia, not only the Water Hag and the All Gauntlets, so Blue Robe, but D-Mist could be hiding out somewhere. Oh no, the free key item is on as Commander Leonhard is going up to Troya.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, it's interesting. We have the Blue Robe hunts with boss hunts in general. You know, you're always getting nervous about when you're actually going to find those other bosses. As Warlink here ends up showing us, we have Rydia and our famous Punch Mage. Yang is making an appearance, so only Cecil left to pick up for our party, at least as far as Warlink is concerned. Meanwhile, Commander Leonhart finds our Legend Sword. Now, that's not going to be required for our key items, but we have C Hero mode on. It would be nice to have Eddie's, I guess, second best weapon outside of the spoon.
Which, unfortunately, Eddie cannot equip in these flags.
Nope, so it would be his best one. We did see some power shirts available. Looks like that was in the Troya armory. Again, everything is for sale and everything is free, with shops being, true wild at this point, and everything being free. These are some flags. Whenever everything is free, I've always found inventory management ends up being the biggest question mark at this point, because it becomes real easy to overbuy.
Pretty much so, and grimoires are not often worth the price, except when they're free. Why not? So Commander picks up a stack of them. But the Troya weapon shop also had mute daggers and elven bows. So just picking up any kind of arrows at all, Eddie is very serviceable.
Absolutely. It's worth noting that, we don't have to beat Zero Mess, remember. In the perspective of community club, when it's Eddie's perspective, unless he's in your final party, Zero Mess is not the end goal. It's just complete the objectives and then you're done with the story. So get a couple of blue robes, complete the Antlion nest, and complete the Twin Heart. This could theoretically be a very, very fast set. Or it could be torturous. Who knows?
Leonhard heading up to Damsian, and the one mourning Anna in this time is the Dark Knight Cecil himself. Commander Leonhardt will gladly pick him up. Mount Ordeals, not as imperative as in some other flag sets, but still 3 chances at a boss check, a key item check, and a character check up there. Ordeals is on the menu.
Okay, here's the rough part about Ordeals in this flag set, though. Sea Hero means Eddie has to be able to do the final boss on his own. And I want a couple levels, personally, before I'm ready to do that. Although those Grimoires might come in handy at that point.
As our tracker engine Dave pointing out, an interesting play here. Warlink reset out of the Legend Sword. So, with grinding not as imperative as it could be, didn't want to walk out the Legend Sword. Just doesn't want to waste the time right now.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out.
Oh, and it's a piggy. And Golbez is burning down.
And lots of ha-ha-has burning down. My goodness. Warlink, either he's doing this for the memes or he's doing this as a boss check at this point in time. And when you're in a race, you know what? I love memes as much as the next person, but right now it's probably about a boss check right now.
Now, I've never actually seen this before. A pig summoning a Titan, I am here for it. I guess the package is making bacon in the Village Mist.
I think, isn't that Hawaiian style barbecue where we dig a hole and put the pig in it?
Definitely. All we need is some pineapple. That sounds delicious.
I know it. Now I'm hungry.
Well, Commander Leonhardt going to venture into the Antlion Cave. Feels like he has stocked up on everything he needs. And as we're expecting, absolutely not messing around with the treasure chest in here.
None whatsoever.
Not even the one he just about trips over.
Commander Leonhardt, I believe, now has his full party, from what I recall.
He does, yeah. He went to Mysidia, got Rydia and Young. No dupes, so even though Permajoin is on, you only get 5 characters. There's no real reason to not take one of them unless you wanted to, you really don't want to deal with Rydia and want to keep her as an anchor for later, but yeah.
So Commander Leonhardt making good use of those Grimoires to immediately kill that Pale Dim. Warlink sees the sparkle, resets out almost immediately.
Yeah, so I didn't stick around long enough to see what that sparkle was, but we know that's some kind of lunar boss off the table.
And a rat tail. Okay.
So as soon as the hook shows up, that's a nice little check. We'll see if that's required even more than just completing one of the 4 objectives. And yeah, you were saying about that Grimoire. Commander Leonhardt did pick up 99 of them and got a really nice roll on that Pale Dim. Leviathan will knock down just about anybody on the overworld.
Just about. We call it the Grimoire Lottery for good reason. I mean, you could have a fantastic roll like a Leviathan or Bahamut, or you could summon a Chocobo. And when you're really counting on it, have a Zonk, and that's nothing feels worse than that.
So Warlink made a visit to the desert oasis and found Avengers and Charm Arrows.
Avengers would be nice if more than one person could equip them. Cecil is Sir only person appearing in this party who could possibly equip the Avenger. No Kane, unfortunately, but would still be very useful as soon as you can get that Cecil active and online.
Worth having one around because that Avenger will do a lot of work once Paladin Cecil is online.
Speak of the Zonk.
Commander finding Dr. Luge making a mountain call.
You know, I didn't consider that we would just have lots and lots and lots of different Grimoire summons, but it makes sense when they're free. Just chuck them all day, all night.
Yeah, so there are quite a few J items that are for sale that could do the work of a Grimoire. Fire bombs, for example, but a lot of them are HP based. And in the beginning of the game, you don't have a ton of HP, so the items aren't as effective as they could be. But Grimoires, if you get the right summon, a Bahamut, and there it is, a Bahamut is still a Bahamut, and it does a ton of damage.
Absolutely. And Commander Leonhardt putting that to good use. Other things that could work, you know, I think Grimoires, because of that maximum Bahamut damage, or Leviathan even, ends up maxing out at the most damage that you can do. But other things like Gaia Drums or even Stardusts could probably do the work as well.
Commander, after getting through that, Octomam going to solo this with Eddie without a safety save. Always a risk. But he's got to figure he's got a stack of Grimoires. He'll just pluck one off the top and keep throwing them until whatever it is dead.
Tower key that we hope that we don't have to use. We'll see. And it's another sparkle. We're getting all of the sparkles like right away.
That is a Blarg.
Now, I think Witch Nuke is turned on, so he's not going to immediately do so. What? What?
Run away,
Okay.
run away, run away and say you're mine. Run away, run away, run away if you want to survive. Boy.
Okay. This is a new high or low for free enterprise, folks. Wyvern was so terrified by a solo Eddie fight, he's like, nah, bro, I'm out. No, I'm not doing this.
I think Eddie's going to tell that story differently once he gets out of the changing room. He's like, oh, man, the Mega Nuke came, and I just dodged it. You should have seen it. It just missed me.
Oh my god. So, for all you Eddie fans, clip that. as proof of how OP Eddie is. Eddie shows up to fight Wyvern solo. Wyvern runs away. What?
Then the brave Blarg Wyvern bravely ran away. He turned his tail and fled. Commander Leonhardt, after that harrowing fight, goes into the Baron Inn. Again, no earned character, so Piggy will be there. And Warlink is going to defend Fabul over here.
Interesting. We'll get 2 new pieces of information for both of these, which is fine. Kind of a rough spot for the Dark Elf to be, unfortunately. Normally you can one-shot this very easily, but you have to go through 2 phases of the fight.
That Odin might have worked, except the Grimoire got rolled a little bit early, I think before the change happened, but a second Grimoire of Bahamut certainly takes care of it, and it's a free fight in the second spot. Meanwhile,
it's interesting to see, the varying styles. Warlink is through. Warlink is using more standard attacks and things of this nature, while Commander Leonhardt is just summon.
Yeah, basically using Rydia without using Rydia. Really interesting. And Warlink gets the hook, so Warlink can check that rat tail right away. Meanwhile, Commander Leonhardt gets the pan.
Well,
and so Commander Leonhardt's going to have to go to Fabul to at some point already checked everything else in the overworld.
So Warlink is now going to activate and get everything rolling. I think he's still missing Cecil at this point, so we'll be completing his party right now. Commander Leonhardt now doing what I think is generally a smart move whenever you're doing any sort of boss hunt, checking the free locations here in Mist Cave and then the Waterfall.
And that would be a purple robe, but not the blue robe that is required. Mylon Z, not necessary, but going to make a full tour to boss. And once again, Golbez just lighting up the town of Mist. Hey, did you hear about Golbez's last set at the Comedy Club, Vitasia?
I didn't, Sheep Launcher. How'd it go?
He killed.
I have no words.
And that's an Earth Crystal for Warlink, so if Warlink is not confident in his party, can certainly go up that tower for 2 more boss checks and another key item check before descending down the hook route.
Yeah, I like the concept of doing that, although now, on track to do Ordeals as well. He has his Cecil, so great time to go up that chain. Remember, Warlink has been doing things, I'm not going to say the old-fashioned way, but certainly the more traditional way in terms of, equipping his party and hitting things and not just throwing books at it. So it'll be interesting to see how Warlink handles this situation, if he has enough J items to let Eddie do some bad things.
Yeah, meanwhile, Commander Leonhardt, as you said, being the cop here and just throwing the book at him. And it's always nice to have a pig in a blanket. Speaking of hungry. Is Commander going to check out which particular sparkle this is? He will see it's Ogopogo, and that's a big relief.
Going ahead and killing the Ogopogo. Oh,
Hey. Why not? Interrupted his night's sleep. Just kind of rude. Maybe he wants to see what happens in the morning when he tries to get a pig into his party. But as our tracker engine Dave pointing out that Kaipo did have... Oh.
He's just like, oh, okay. Sleepy oinking noises. Okay.
Yeah.
Bravo. Bravo,
Adorable.
board, and anyone else who programmed that. That's pretty good.
Way to go, Zoe. Perfect. And Warlink found a Leviathan orb somewhere, and just allowed Rydia to learn it. So Rydia's going to be a one-person, more consistent Grimoire. Kind of unusual strats here to let Rydia summon things, but we'll see how it works for him.
I will credit Warlink with one thing, just as a general rule. You know, a couple sword swings is a lot faster animation than constantly summoning things. So it'll be interesting to see if that ends up saving him time over the course of this particular race.
And meanwhile, Commander is loading his Rosa for Bear, Ninja Hat, Heroine Robe, or a Black Belt, depending on what he really wants to do with her, and a Crystal Ring, putting a Ninja Hat and a Power Robe on Eddie as well. Commander's not going to be lacking for firepower.
All right, so we're starting to see kind of the end of the trail. Hopefully we're going to see something relatively new. Oh, we haven't seen Waterfall Boss, I guess.
We have not yet. Commander going to show it off right now. And that is Leviathan in his natural element.
It seems to be a pretty decent spot if you're a water-based boss, just in the middle of a waterfall.
Splish splash, he was taking a bath. All on a Sunday night.
Although I do worry about the ecology of this particular world, where you can have a significant underground water system located like right between a couple of deserts.
Yeah, that is interesting. That leads me to believe that the mountains that you can't land on are much higher than they appear, because they're that's a really effective wind and rain blocking geoform if it can cause deserts to form on the surface, even though the underground is packed full of water.
Any geologists in the community, help us out here. Does video game programming and maps created in the early 90s make any logical sense? Please help us out with this mystery.
Yeah, I think they should teach storyline geology in these kinds of classes. Like, we really need the character to go from this town to this town with this vehicle. So that's how deserts form.
All right, so now both Commander Leonhardt and Warlink both have the hook, so they both have access to our presumed underground path. Now, we still haven't checked out the Earth Crystal yet, and that could lead us to a magma key, maybe.
Vanilla. And we know how much Commander Leonhardt likes vanilla, and he is going to pick up his Earth Crystal shortly. Going to check out that rat tail. And Warlink picked up his whistles. Thank you for the memes, gentlemen.
Yep, and looks like Warlink's going to be getting his pan. No, this is the pan here.
It is. It will be, and that Eddie doing Bafo damage with that Artemis bow, I don't remember, or Artie arrows at least. I don't remember where Warlink picked those up, but yeah, that Dark Dragon form, not a big fan of Artie arrows. And Commander not going to check that treasury. Even the Siren Song of T-Pro Max Tier 3 cannot lure him. And so the treasury theme will have to sit in its dust box for another day.
Oh, well, you've been making things quite musical either way here. So.
And we do have required music. The Twin Harp is coming up somewhere. And remember, the moon might not necessarily be required, although we do have boss hunts going on. The only place where key items are going to be is in the main key item locations. No summon locations, no moon locations are going to contain key items.
No, but those boss hunts are kind of nasty. Looking for a couple of blue robes, so wherever they may fall, and they can fall wherever you can find bosses normally. And, well, this is an interesting one to get out of the table.
1/4 leg. And Commander going to continue looking for the good Grimoire luck. Not so far. Looking for an Ifrit against that Mylon, not getting it.
Oh, Warlink is gonna meme for us.
He's gonna do it.
Raise that treasury!
All right, so
He checked one. He got a cure 2. All right, that's a cure 2.
How would you rate that? 2 out of 10.
Yeah, if we want to be extremely literal about it. Oh boy. Well, I wonder why he chose to pick that particular treasure chest, if that one calls out to him. I mean, if you were going to meme Fantasia for... Oh! And that's an
I would like... You asked me to meme, and then like Chris Pratt face, like... Oh.
Blue robe! Blue robe. That means there is a required boss, either All Gauntlet or Water Hag, in the second spot in Dwarf Castle. And
wonder what our pigs are gonna do here. This will be fun. Oh,
that's what they're gonna do. You can't count on a pig once you've rescued them to stick around.
So we have some direction once we get into Underground. Oh, hello, officers.
Do you know how fast you were going, Vitasia?
I don't. Can I look at you like with some really sweet-looking eyes and try to flirt? No, I can't flirt. Yeah, I'm incapable of flirting my way out of a ticket.
Well, a blarg will get you out of a ticket, apparently. But that is another free boss gone. Rosa going to learn Exit out of this. And we'll see what the key item is. Meanwhile, Warlink continuing his climb up the castle and got a bit luckier with the Grimoire rolls. His elements fight significantly faster than Commander Leonhardt's.
And there's our darkness crystal.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's something that I think at this point in time I imagine you probably prefer to kind of straight line it. Let's get to the underground. Do what you know you have to do in terms of either that Fabul Gauntlet or Water Hag, wherever it's going to be. I don't know. It's still rough.
Yeah, so the moon only contains the one shop, but you're not really looking for anything in shops. Because the shops are wild and free, most of what you need should be somewhere on the blue planet. You're not going to get a key or a character up there. To me, you don't take that darkness crystal out of your pocket until you're down to the final boss check, and you're just face checking the Lunar Sub-terrain, Cave Bahamut, and then the Giant.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. In the meantime, Commander's diving. I think he's got a good head of steam at this point in time. I would imagine most other runners in our community are doing something similar. You know, you generally tend to clear the overworld before you dive hook, just on the off chance that magma is there, just because it takes so much time.
Yeah, as a reminder, there are 6 runners total in tonight's race. Oh, and I guess we are spared the indignity of having to cure a piggy. Mom Bomb.
I mean, I like cured ham as much as the next person, but Mom Bomb is interesting at that spot, though. That's going to be a pretty punchy Mom Bomb.
Yeah, that Mom Bomb is going to hurt. It's going to be fast. And if you get a couple of bad Grimoire rolls, it can get sideways in a hurry.
That'll be interesting because this is where you can't just kind of Grimoire your way through fights and call it good. I mean, at this point, you've got to have some pretty decent equipment. You got to be able to hold your own in a fight and not just rely on the J items carrying you through it the entire way, unless you get quite lucky.
And Warlink continuing the shopping tour and finds Bahamut in Silvera. That's a big pickup.
Significant, absolutely. Hi, Mama D-Mist.
Commander gonna try and continue the Grimoire approach. Gets very lucky there. Now remember, D-Mist does not contain a key item, so we don't really have an excuse to go back and visit Rydia's mom, unfortunately. But do want to say, in honor of Rydia's mom, Happy Father's Day.
We've already said hi to Leviathan, though.
Yes, that's true. We peeked in on Daddy Summon in the shower. That's not very nice of us.
Anyway, casually switching topics. Bomb. Leonhardt, that was, I mean, other than the D-Mist fight, having 2 Bahamut summons from your Grimoires, that's pretty significant in terms of luck at that point in time. I know Warlink has the Bahamut summon now entirely, so Rydia is fully online, being able to do everything. Otherwise, we're just throwing everything we can at this Mom Bomb, aren't we?
That is true, and the luck was significant enough that, if it were I would be tempted to go back and safety save, because that luck doesn't come around all the time. And as we said, Mom Bomb can get punchy. Now that Avenger Cecil's doing a lot of work as well.
Looks like I just saw Eddie take like 50 damage or something, so this might not be overly punchy.
Yeah, that Eddie does have a power robe and a crystal ring in the back row. So even somebody as squishy as Eddie, when you have that kind of equipment, that's really nice to stand up.
And the random, self-summon, just for healing, just in case.
Yeah. And do want to credit our Tracker Engine Dave for pointing that out. I believe he said in our a pre-match chat that that's 50 extra defense with a crystal ring and a power shirt. So even a back throw Eddie, not as squishy as he could be when everything is wild and free in the shops as they are.
Wild and free. Sorry, I just got Taylor Swift stuck in my head.
Ah, well.
I blame you, Sheep.
Well, soon our party is going to be free. Free falling. Also want to thank our Restreamer S-Grunt for putting up with this. This is ridiculous.
That sounded completely in sync to me on this end. It was probably horribly out of sync for everyone else.
Discord, please. And Commander did go by the boss at the top of the tower very quickly, so I didn't see who it was. It was CPU at the top of tower.
Yeah, let's try to dodge that if we can, but we might not have a choice depending on where we go. We do have tower key, so that does at least incentivize us a little bit, although I got to imagine we're going to be heading down to Dwarf almost immediately, knowing what we know.
It's going to be the first priority with the knowledge that our runners have. Warlink is to his 2 boss fights. We'll see if he gets through as efficiently as Commander. Commander, by the way, did not even get to the explode phase on Mom Bomb. Just a really nice fight with all the Grimoires going pretty effectively.
He used quite a few. I mean, I don't think he's in danger of running out anytime soon, but I'd be curious to know how many he used. Oh, and hi, a stack of 99 moon veils. Would we like the rest of this to be free?
Yeah, he'll gladly take that. I wonder if he remembers. Oh, there's an Artie bow for sale. And ninja shirt hype. You know, you got to represent the very best group from Adam and Cup.
Oh, the very best group. Okay.
And yeah, I wonder if Commander remembers that Grimoires were for sale in Troya. Probably. They were one of the first things he picked up, actually.
Oh, Volvala is at this location. This? Okay.
Not a very good dancer, but a very punchy dancer at this spot.
I'm trying to think, is the magic defense high enough to just stop all those Grimoire summons?
And Rosa going to equip that Artie bow only with fire arrows. But that's good enough for her.
Yep, everyone's going to start swinging at things right now because we can't just Grimoire our way through this particular fight.
No, I think the magic defense in this spot is the maximum when Valvalis is in her tornado form, and there is no cane. The Bard never actually meets the traitor in the original game.
He meets him just barely in a crystal room, but never does party up. So
it would be fun to see them party up and party down.
In a party rock. I have no idea where I was going with that.
Okay, party all around. Valvalis is spinning all around, and the party building up power to deal with her. So Commander not in any danger, but this fight going probably a little more slowly than he was anticipating when he entered Dwarf Castle.
but through it. Letting all of the characters effectively equip bows and just go to town. Now comes the interesting part. Which blue robe do we have here?
Warlink has completed his Fall from Grace. And no character. So no Piggy even joins us.
All right, so Water Hag is this particular blue robe. So we're looking for a particularly rude alt gauntlet now.
Now, I believe the gauntlet is a standard gauntlet in these flags, which is a little bit of a shame, but should still be fun to look for. But 37 minutes into this seed, it's a good time for a pep talk. So we are going to believe in ourselves, Vitasia, and we're going to be strong.
Greatest pep talk in all of video game history.
Yes.
Don't at me.
And Commander Leonhardt has defeated the Water Hag, the boss version. Although in these flags, it doesn't... I guess the differentiator matters a little bit, but the reason that's in there is because there's a boss Water Hag, and also Water Hag can show up in some random encounters, and there is a Water Hag in the second fight in the Football Gauntlet.
That's true. All right, and our key item, Luca key. Okay, that's vanilla.
So a nice bit of vanilla there. A dive into the Luca cave might not be unwarranted here. And in fact, Commander Leonhardt going straight there. It takes a little bit of time to walk down there, but you get to see the key item first, and then you get to face check the boss. If the key item is not something you like, and the boss is not something you're looking for, you just reset out.
So here's my concern, because we're guaranteed a key item of some sort here. There's no key items on any summon bosses or any of the moon bosses. This is more likely to be something that if we don't flat out need, will at least point us to another direction. The things that we're hoping is here so we can reset out: Sand Ruby, Adamant, Spoon, Magma Key, Pinktail. But if this is, say, Baron Key,
Yeah, basically you're looking for a Baron Key or a Twin Harp here. And anything else,
Yep.
After you check the boss, you can safely reset out of, I think.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we have more things that we reset out of than I thought. So
The Pigtail would be an interesting thing to hold on to. No adamants in this flag set, no adamant armors, I should say. The Pigtail would still generate a high tier weapon, and I don't know if we've seen Holy Swords yet.
Oh,
That is hard required. Commander is walking this out.
that's a heck of a gamble to come down here too. That is very much required, and I don't know how he feels. Oh, this is free.
It is free. Not even all that punchy down here. So what a play from Commander. As soon as Cecil does that swing again, Karate will say ouch, and this fight is over.
Only available with Paladin Cecil after the second kick.
Warlink is through his tornado. Do want to welcome those folks just joining us. This is from the perspective of, from Edward's perspective, everybody has the party that they will complete the rest of the game. There are only five. There are only 5 characters in this flag set. Edward is the hero. As Warlink is showing you, Water Hag is one of the bosses that is required and is in the second spot in Dwarf Castle. The other is the standard Fabul Gauntlet, which we have not seen yet.
You know what I just realized thinking about this particular party setup?
What's that?
The only boss that we fight with this particular party setup, although not exactly because it's Dark Knight Cecil, not Paladin Cecil, is the Mom Bomb, which we did fight to get to the Underworld.
That is quite correct. As the ladies get kind of shunted off to the side in the Fabul defense, kind of unfairly. And a question in chat. Have anybody checked Mount Hobbs? No. Mount Hobbs has not been checked. The other boss locations have been checked. Mist Cave contained Mylon Z. The Waterfall contains Leviathan. Even the package was checked by both runners, contained Ogopogo. But not Mount Hobbs.
That is curious because, I mean, we know there can't be a character up there, but that boss,
And the boss is just sitting there. You're able to see it. The rope should be visible from miles away. And Commander Leonhard immediately going to check that harp. If the Fabul Gauntlet's up here, the game could be over very, very quickly. Remember, we're not playing for the crystal. Once those objectives are done, it's game over, man.
absolutely. Warlink is taking us on a different path, not immediately turning in that Luca key. We know he will eventually have to do that, but checking freebies and also at least face checking a couple of these bosses here in the Fey March as well. And that's, oh no. Oh no. That's that's a rabbit hole right there. That's a distraction.
Unless the 2 bosses that we don't know are there. One of them is the Fabul Gauntlet. And Warlink has encountered a blue robe. Unfortunately, it's just the blue robe that we already know is there, and you can't actually fight him.
Is that save point canonically at Rydia's house? I'm curious.
That's Mylon and Friends and Vigan, and Warlink is not interested. Come on and come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, you're bailing out on Mylon and Friends. Alright, it's time to go to some actually good music.
Alright, DJ Spoony B, while Warlink does go down, here we go. And with that, don't even have any time for something about justice is not the only right in this world, blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody got time for that. We're going to blarg all over his face and then swing some Avenger.
I wanted
That's
to
an
see
admin
how
rogue.
he would map his speech to that music. I think he could have done it. But we cruelly deprived him of the chance.
I mean, yeah. I think that's one of those points where you double check yourself and go, man, yeah, I could probably just let his script play out. And then you realize you have an Avenger on your Cecil, and like, well, that's not happening.
Yeah, that decision got made for me. Well, Commander does get his third objective done. Warlink, meanwhile, does get his Twin Harp and is through the Karate. And now Commander has a decision to make.
Well, now I think Commander is at the point where he's going to be face checking every boss that he possibly can. So he will be checking these bosses down here. He's going to find a Baron key, which will at least unlock the rest of the blue planet for him at this point. You already know that the CPU is going to lead to nothing at this point in time, so you can probably avoid top of tower entirely. But you might dip your toe in to see what boss is going to be there at the super cannon. Like save outside and then reset out if it's not what you're looking for. This is the face check portion of a boss hunt. There's going to be lots of resets.
Yeah, the way the key items have shaken out, especially for Commander Leonhardt, is very advantageous to just face checking. So Commander Leonhardt can forego the pan path entirely. There's nothing for him down there, or that Sheila to hold that would be of any use to him. He can face check the tower. He already knows what's at the top of the tower, and then it's time to you could go to Baron before you leave the blue planet, but other than that, it's just going to the moon and checking out all the bosses.
Absolutely. And it looks like Warlink is going to be doing just the same thing. Has not done the harp yet, but has decided, hey, let's go up and face check this boss. Has made the statistical conclusion. It's like, hey, I got the Baron key already. I have my key items that I need. Everything else is a zonk. Let's just go up and check this boss real quick and reset out. So I like where Warlink's head is at as well. Both of them,
And we won't be waiting long. Commander Leonhardt going to fight the Fabul Gauntlet in the cannon room. We do not yet have a finisher. Commander Leonhardt, for all we know, is fighting for first place.
And that's a real bad point to realize, oh, I forgot to heal myself after walking through everything.
Ooh. Yeah, because you cannot heal in between these fights. Everything has to be done in the middle of battle. Maybe we'll be hoping for some Sylph summons out of these Grimoires. But Commander Leonhardt through the first fight, Warlink through the second.
The water hag killed Cecil. That's kind of funny.
Oh no! Where's Anna to give the speech? He did not take Anna's words to heart, but a life potion and an elixir gets him back up to snuff soon enough. But boy, you think we call the water hag a free boss all the time, and even under the right circumstances, even the water hag can be deadly. And under the right circumstances, even Mist Dragon can do some damage.
Yeah, of all places in this particular spot, in the Super Cannon location. But this has been a very fast seed. all things said. Water Hag was kind of right along our path. We got early knowledge about that, and then everything else was in the Underworld. This is, I mean, Warlink is going to be able to exit out. He's going to have to wait for a cutscene, unfortunately, but then he'll be able to do his harp, and will be shortly afterwards. But Commander Leonhardt is in command to really lead the seed and then just win after this last fight here.
And Commander Leonhardt does have one more fight after this. I believe the Weeper is the 5th fight.
Yep.
And just before Commander Leonhardt finishes up, we have a first place finisher. Asuka, 424 finishes in first place with a time of 52 minutes, 23 seconds. The Queen of the Pink Puffs herself takes first place. The Eddie Appreciator numero uno comes in first, and Commander Leonhardt comes in second right after her with a time of 53 minutes on the nose. GG's.
GG's to both Asuka and Commander Leonhardt. I would expect no one else to win this race. President of the Eddie Appreciation Club, for sure. But GG's Commander Leonhardt, first place on stream right now. We'll see if he's available for an interview. And I believe Commander Leonhardt is joining us right now. GG's.
Thank you.
And I believe Commander Leonhardt is joining us right now. GG's.
So,
how many grimoires did you happen? Did you get a final grimoire count, by the way?
I was somewhere in the 50s, I think, by the time all was said and done, so must have used 40 some odd.
Did you happen to remember where you picked those up if you needed to get another stack of them?
Oh yeah, I think. It was very early.
No, yeah, it was the first thing you bought, pretty much.
Yeah, I bought those and I'm like, well, now I know what I'm doing for a long while, until I finally run into something that doesn't let me do that. Oh, hi, Val.
Yeah, what was the plan for Val there? I know no one ever plans on running into her, but that was absolutely a point where, you know, you couldn't just throw a bunch of J items at it. And
No, it was just punch it as hard as I can. I mean, Cecil had an Avenger early on, and that was always like, you know, if either I run into a Val, or something I'm not willing to Grimoire, or the seed goes long enough that I run out of Grimoires, it's some sort of 33 out of 33. Well, if nothing else, I'll have a Pally swinging a big hit stick. And that's part of why I kept going into shops. And conveniently, there were already bows in Dwarf Castle, which said, hey, there's a Val here.
Yeah, that was very helpful for that. So, the funny thing we noticed on stream was that nobody checked Mount Hobbs.
Oh shoot! I totally forgot about Mount Hobbs. I'm really glad the blue robe wasn't there. That would have been terrible. Oh, I was busy. I even checked package, and I didn't check Mount Hobbs. Come on. What was that?
I mean, I thought that was a heads-up play. All things said, checking the package, but we're like, yeah, no one's checked Hobbs at all.
Oh yeah, I was fine with checking package. It's like I knew going in that if it came down to it, I was going to full clear Earth or touching the moon. And so, with that in mind, might as well full clear. Hobbs.
We appreciated you giving us the sleepy oink noises.
I saw that. I ran the ASIC and I went over and talked to Piggy after that, and it was just like, oh, too much. I can't even with this.
Also, one of the other things that popped out to us is I don't know what kind of steroids Eddie has been taking, but when Wyvern is even so scared of him that he runs away.
That was terrific. I forgot about Witchburn. I was like, if this is Wyvern, I better roll the Grimoire roll. Well, that's not a good roll. Wait a minute, he's running away. Okay, good. We're good here. We're good here. Everything is fine. This is fine. Oh, wow.
All told, I think this entire seed plays out exactly as if Edward was telling his own story of heroism. I think we can all agree to that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you read FBL's blurb, but FBL's done a great job of putting together these perspective flag sets, and the blurb basically is, you know, when you're a prince and you have all the money in the world, you can solve problems with your money. And in this case, solving problems meant I have a stack of 99 grimoires. Rawr!
Well, it sure worked out for you. First place on stream, second place overall, and you put on a heck of a show, showing off our favorite bard. Any final thoughts on the seed before we let you go, Commander?
So if y'all have done Supermarket Sweep, it also has the whole S Wild free a main to it as well, and it's a rather popular play there to find your grimoires and just go nuts. So that was very much the inspiration and the knowledge I drew on. FBL, thanks for putting this club together. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to next week. Sheep Launcher, Vitasia, thanks for the comms. Looking forward to the recap. Engadave and Esgrunt, thanks for lighting up all the buttons and making the restream happen.
Well, thank you, Commander, and GG's once again.
Thank you.
And so a heads-up play from Warlink 05. He went into the harp fight, and since the objective was to just break the Dark Elf's spell, didn't even have to take down that Dark Knight. Finished in third place with a time of 56:10, and he joins us now for an interview. GG's, Warlink.
Now, for this race, I'm the one that had the heart attack instead of everyone watching the stream.
And why was that?
Let's put it this way. Underground went, when I went on to Zod, saw the blue row, I was like, okay, one of the objectives right there. This is guaranteed hook, but this doesn't pan out, which gave out darkness. Like, this could bait people to go up the moon, but no, there's a blue roof down there. Go down the hook routes. Check Tiger Tower, that was orbs. Did Dwarf Castle, and then basically Dwarf Castle and Flame March gave all the items of Twin Harp I needed that gates bosses. And then once I hit Luca Kid, found the Twin Heart, I was like, okay, this is pure face check mode, and I messed up and go above ground ahead of time, even though I said to myself, do the half tower play first, you don't know what's there. And once I saw Gauntlets right there and nobody finished, it's like, oh, holy crap, I might podium this race.
Well, it was a very entertaining race. What do you think of that Wyvern at the top of Mount Ordeals?
It was basically Eek, and it was first I was like Eek, and then remember, oh, this is Witchburn, and Edward has armorless arrows and just one shot. It's like, yeah, this is fine.
And
Yeah, everything seemed to just kind of opened up, pretty easily. Although I seem to recall you reset out of something early, didn't you?
Legend Sword.
Yeah, Legend Sword.
Yeah.
Because this is just win game, and Legend Sword just does. I don't need to grind, so basically, Legend Sword is like a dead key item for me. I don't want to walk it out, so that's why I reset it out.
And so what was your thought with the shops Wild and Free, and with the Eddie Hero? You kind of you really were on the train of let Eddie hit things and let everybody else hit things early.
Well, this is just basically a modified version of Supermarket Sweep without the spoon flag and adamant armor. So basically, Edward is kind of, I hate to to put this like useless / niche, because the best thing you can do to him is give him bow and arrows. But once I find armor's arrows, like, fine, Edward, you can attack all you want. So basically, approaching this whole scene is just Supermarket Sweep, but 2 boss hunts, and you don't have to grind for fights to Romus.
Yep. Leonhard said the same thing in his interview. Just the Supermarket Sweep flags really helped at least prep you for these particular flags. Although with Eddie, being the center of attention for everything, it put an interesting twist on it, if anything.
It's basically, he's your agility anchor, and like I said, he needs, unless he has the spoon and some good armor, he's kind of like useful in a niche situation. So took those 2 away, and Edward's just there, and there as a slot. And besides, this is win game, and you don't have to worry about his agility go off the roof and have to worry about anything rude with anything. And the 2 bosses, it's just basically Waterhag, you just bop 3 times, and Gauntlet is vanilla all Gauntlet. And if things go sideways, I have Hourglasses just to stop them, just to get everything squared away. But it's just basically Supermarket Sweep, but a little bit different.
Yeah, and with a power shirt and a crystal ring, even Edward can be just a little bit tanky. So, Vatasia, any other questions for Warlink?
No, just well-run Warlink. GG's to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Invitation, Chief Launcher, for commenting on this raise. Any day, pushing on the buttons, even though I get a little bit confused why I've reset the Legend Star, why. And Scrum, thanks for rolling this seed. It's just, I think you have somewhere to go tonight, so thanks for the J seed.
Well, it was a lot of fun seeing you blaze through this seed, and GG's once again. Thanks.
Thank you all, and everyone watching here. Have a fantastic night.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Want to give a quick reminder for the slate of races. We have so many races going on this week. Tomorrow night, on Monday, our Monday night community race, Edge versus the Blue Planet, that will be at 8 o'clock Eastern here on the Free Enterprise channel. Not to mention, on Thursday evening, 8 o'clock Eastern, there's going to be a Pink Puff League race here on Free Enterprise. And on Friday, there's our 10 p.m. Community race over on Free Enterprise 2, and that one is also Edge versus the Blue Planet as well. So lots of different races going on this week. Not to mention all the different asyncs and community clubs that are going on. If you haven't joined us, go on. What are you doing? Go and join us over on the Discord, even if you've never run a seed before, or you're just thinking about entering the world of Free Enterprise. Come join us, ask a few questions. That's what we're here for. It is one of the most welcoming communities on the internet. I promise you, only possum bites, and then I do ask you get a rabies check. But other than that, everyone else is, even possum is cool, but we're all cool.
Yeah, well, except me. But
no, you're cool. Everyone's cool. Everyone is cool.
It really is one of the most welcoming places on the internet. It really is great to see, and can't echo enough my wish to see you on for the streams. Monday and Friday's community race flag set was invented by our very own S Grunt, our restreamer tonight. So that is a lot of fun. Before we go, do want to mention that Possum Morpheus did bite and did come in 4th place with a time of 57:03. But yeah, that is going to wrap us up for us here tonight. We do want to thank our tracker Enja Dave, our restreamer S Grunt, and Vatasia. Thank you. It's always fun singing with you on stream.
one of these days, Sheep Launcher, you and I are going to actually have to coordinate when the singing starts so we can do extra annoying things to the audience. So we'll plan a little bit better.
Yes, we'll do it. But we're going to kick you over to Fiery Blizzard and our friend Fiery Blizzard. We're going to raid them. They're doing the 99%ers async. The code for that is AXR8VZ. So if you're planning on running that, you have been warned. You're going to get spoiled. But Fire Blizzard is going to do the 99%ers async. So we're going to stop by there and show them some love. But until next time, for all of us here, so long. Oh, and it looks like Fiery Blizzard is not accepting our raid offer. I mean, it's not like we're dangerous. All right, we'll try it again.
I mean,
We're not very dangerous. Mostly not dangerous.
it depends on if you're running a potato and then you're streaming. But
Maybe.